Hey everyone, welcome back to Codezilla, and today we are going to do another problem solving problem, and today is actually day 6 of our level up series. So till now we have solved around three problem solving questions. Along with that, worked on one project, and today is that uh, fourth one, fourth day for doing a problem solving. Now, let's get started. And as I have told you in the beginning of this series, we will be working on some of the concepts or the terminologies which are in this coding industries, like the questions which are related to palindrome, Fibonacci number. Another we have done that is factorial. Today we are going to do an Armstrong number. In upcoming, we will be figuring out and solving these terminologies only, like how to solve these terms which are given. So these are one of the most prominent questions also asked because terms are not related to our normal world. Like what is Armstrong number? We didn't know, but in the problem statement we will see, and then we will try to find out the solution for that. So that's how it works. Now let's get started. So firstly, let me tell you the problem statement. So here is the problem statement in front of us. Although I will be giving the link of the question also, so you can go refer to that. Along with that, today we can directly, I think, code here only because int main is the uh, like the function which we use to see in our online other compilers also. So now let's get started. Firstly, I will take a screenshot of this and go into our OneNote to see that we can paste it and solve it off or not. So now let's get started. First of all, we need to find this is an Armstrong number question. Armstrong number, and but we need to find whether the number given to us is an Armstrong number or it is not. Now, right now, I will be doing it in like a we can say environment made by Calvium. So here we will be doing it. Test cases are here. Everything is here. Although we also get this question on lead code, but the problem is in lead code it is in elite or we can say the premium questions. So we can't access it with the normal accounts. So that's why I will be doing it here. No worries. We will be try to find out the solution for this. So firstly, write a program to check whether a given number is an Armstrong number or not. Okay, so that is the main need of this program. Okay, now let's see what is an Armstrong number. An n-digit number that is the sum of nth powers of its digit is called an what what is this word? So this is just like we can say it is a Armstrong number only. Don't think about this terminology because if you think about this, then it will be like so much you have to thought about because this is just a Armstrong number is just a uh, high level thing of a number. Now let's get started. If a n-digit number that has a sum of nth powers of its digit is called a Armstrong number. Okay. Now, from this problem statement, you will be getting this much problem statement. And what happens is, if we are facing this problem for the first time, at that time, we get a bit more confused because we haven't seen this problem and the statement which is given to us, like an n-digit number. Okay, this we could understand. That is the sum of nth power of its digit is called Armstrong number. Okay. So now let's break down the question only. N digit number. If n digit number means if number is of three digits, that is the sum of nth power of its digits. So let's suppose it have three digits x, y, z. Three is the length of that. Okay, n digit means three digit number, and those three digits are x, y, z. Then we need to figure it out like the sum of these x raised to power 3 plus y raised to power 3 plus z raised to power 3. Okay, if we do this, whether it is equal to the number which we have or not. So that's what we got from the question. So if you are doing this question for the first time, from the problem statement, you might for sure not understand what this problem is saying. So that we are practicing these questions in the beginning. So any terminology based question comes where like find prime, do this palindrome or something else, then you should understand, okay, this is the question. I have done it once. Then even if you forgot the approach or how to do it, but still you have idea. Okay. So that's how it works. Now let's think about the one of the cases. Let's take this as 371 is written to us. The number which we got. Now what we have to do is 371. So the number of digits we have is equals to 3. Okay, let me erase this and write it in a beautiful way. So number of digits are 3. So 371 is the number given to us. Number of digits are 3. Output, mm, it is showing Armstrong number, but the explanation is the like the most important thing. So they have written like okay. So they have written 3 into 3 into 3 plus 7 into 7 into 7 plus 1 into 1 into 1. So what do we understand from here is if we have a 3-digit number, then we have to do 3 raised to the power 3 plus 7 raised to the power 3 plus 1 raised to the power 3. Okay, add all of them. If they give us 371, which is equal to the 371, the number which we have. If this sum is equal to 371, then we say it's an Armstrong number. Otherwise, we say it is not an Armstrong number. You got the question. Now, let's see what approach we can follow here to get our solution. Okay. So first of all, the challenge in this question is that first of all we have if we have a number which is given to us, then we need to make firstly different parts of it so that we can apply power operation. So the main problem or the main challenge is uh, we might get a number, but it is like we have to again and again make a make a function recursively do the which will recursively give us the first of all the first digit, then the second last digit, then the third last digit, and one by one. So how we can overcome this? Is there any way? Yes, there is. So here, what I'm going to do is we are obviously going to code it in CPP. So in CPP, there are there are many pre-built functions. I have told about those pre-built functions in the first video only. Like we will be like using many of the inbuilt functions because in the upcoming videos when we were doing many bigger level of questions, at that time we didn't get the solution if we do everything by our own. There are some pre-built function and we need to use this. And if you think if this is a bad practice, no, it is not a bad practice. Actually, what happens is if you are doing a problem, okay, and you apply some of the inbuilt method which is already in CPP, then what happens? Then you have the knowledge about the STL library. There is a library called STL Standard Template Library. So what this library have? This library have inbuilt functions. So it is not like if you use anything, then it is not a good practice use anything, but along with that, understand also what it does. Not just blindly go and apply a function and get the solution. Okay, so what we can do is if instead of getting this number, if instead of just getting this number as an uh, int only, if we go and take it as a string, if we go and take it as a string, and along with that, uh, in that string also, what we will do in this string. So if we get this number as a string, so what we will get 371 only, but it is in a string format. If you try to add anything like +2 in this, it will for sure not work because we are taking it as a string. as an input. But what we can do is, first of all, we can find the length of it. So we will get number of digits. So if I have to write number of digits, that will be the string. If I name it as a, then a dot size. So we have the number of digits in this. So it is done. The first step is done. A number of digits. We have found the number of digits. So make it for the raised to the power. Now the next challenge is, first of all, we need this number as an is this number which we have taken as a string as a number also. And the reason for taking it as a number also, because we need to compare at the end, like whether the number which we get by summing it off is equal to the number which we have in the initial level. So for that, we have a function that is called as story. In what this function does is, if we give a string inside it, it will convert it into int. So these are one of the most prominent one. If you doesn't understand, we can go and we can search here story operation in C++. Okay, so here you can see that is a function which converts a string into integer values. So these are the things which you like when you will actually work on a program, or when you will do problem solving, then you will understand these things. If you start working or doing these things manually by yourself only, then you might stuck in a single question only uh, in your whole like this problem solving question. So story, how does it work? Okay, story is the thing which works on a string. So that's all. We get like, okay, to convert a string into an integer value, we implement this. Okay, so we got the second thing also which we need. So we from the story we will get the integer value of this number. Like we will get 376 also, just for the comparison purpose. Next, what we can do is, we can write a for loop which will be running from I equals to 0 till the size, uh, and just doing I plus plus. Okay, and what we can do in this one is, uh, as as this number is our 376 is our string only, so we can iterate one by one. So we can do it like if we have a, and if we do this, it is ith index, so it will give us 3. And the next term when I will become 1, then it will give us 7. When I will become 2, it will give us 1. So we have got the number one by one, and then we can convert these character values into our numbers by subtracting 0 from it. I will tell you in the later, like story is to convert string to integer. Whereas if we have any character, if we have just like 3 or 1 or 7, just as individual character, and these are in character form, char form, but we write, then we can convert it into int just by subtracting character 0. Then it will become 3 but of integer type. It will become 1 but of integer type. So that's how the whole intuition behind the problem is, I think, done. Now we can go here, but still, let's do it in a CVP online compiler so that I can give you the solution also of this problem. And like we are doing the problems in this, so we didn't need to worry about uh, like how we can do it in an online compiler also. Because in the competitive compiler, they just make a function, or they just have a solution class on which we have to work. Hey buddy, it is not working. Program Z. If it doesn't work, then we can directly do it there only. Internet is working fine. Leave it. Let's do it here. I think so. This solution also, or we can say this compiler interface is also uh, pretty much like similar to the online CPP compiler which we have. So I think so you will not face any problem while doing any problem here. Bit slash std plus dot h, and here it is done. So right now let's start our problem. So if we take string a and we take input of this a, and just firstly let's check out if it is working or not. If we run the test cases, it is actually taking pretty long, but yeah, it works. So yeah, expected output is Armstrong number. So what happens is even in the when you will be sitting in any of the competitive or we can say in a coding round of a company, they have their own system or own compilers. And the thing is in the competitive compiler which we have, in those what happen we will have a function where we have to return. But in some cases we have to print those things. So we have to do C out. So that's what we have to do. So based on the coding environment, we have to change our output thing, like whether we have to return something or whether we have to print something. Because in the competitive compiler like Lead Code, Geek for Geek or Coding Ninja, we doesn't print anything. We just return things. Okay, so we got this. Now, if I have to give this n, so n is the size. So just a dot size. So it means we have the we can say the number of digits. Number of digits is this. Okay, done. Now, what is our next step? So, as I have told you about uh, number, the number which we have, the input we have taken in string format, but we need to convert it into this and this story of A. Okay, we will see if this function works fine. If I will do C out of number, and then if we run it off, yeah. Along with that, we can also start working on our next thing, which is our int sum. Sum will be initialized to 0 for sure. Okay, so that story function is working fine. This is 9 as an int. Okay, so we need to figure out, because if we compare at the end that string with the sum, then it will not work. So initializing the sum, int sum, writing a for loop from int I equals to 0, and it is going till the size and doing I plus plus. Now, what is our next task? We have to find sum, and what that sum is. So I have written plus equals to. So plus equals to means it will add it and push it also in that. So it will be like we have to find the raise to the power. So how do we do raise to the power? Like here is the step which we have to follow. Like 3 raised to power 3 means the number at that position raised to the power size, or we can say number of digits. Okay, number at that position and raised to the power number of digits at that position, and not at that position, number of digits in that number. So that's what we have to do. So do we need to do this also manually? Do you think CPP will let us do it? For sure not. We have a function named as POW power. So what does it do is if we do 2 raised to power 3, well, if we write it in this format basically, then it will do 2 raised to power 3. That's how we get. So basically in this whole question, we are using 3 CPP functions. We can say first one is the power, which might be new to you for the raised to the power function. There is one which is story. This is to convert it into uh, like a string into string to integer, and there is one more character minus 0 to convert a char value to an integer. Okay. Other are simple ones like size to find size of the string we have. Okay, so these all are the functions which we are using out here. Okay, so I have discussed about this story. I have told you about it. The char one, we will be implementing it. Power, we will be implementing it. And size is the simpler one, which we have done earlier also. So sum equals to, now we will be writing that POW power function. And what we are going to do here is, first of all, taking this A ith. So what will this A ith means? So A is the number which we have. We will be going here. We will be writing this. So it will become a number. Now, next comes up our the power is to the power which we have to give. So that will be n, the size of or the number of digits. Okay. So we have got the sum also. Now let's print out the sum first of all. C out of uh, sum, and let's run the test cases. But I don't think so. We have to print the sum only. We have to check. So if our sum will be equals to, let me increase the size also. Yeah. So sum comes up 9 only. Here, if we give the input as 11, then sum comes up our as 2, because 1 raised to power 1, sorry, 1 raised to power 2, 1 raised to power 2, and adding both of them will give us that only. And why does this like got angry with us? Why his program Z is not working? So if our sum is equals to the number which we have, and what do I mean by the number is this converted number and the sum which we got. If both are equal, in that case we will be see out the Armstrong number which is written here. Alright, so that is the output which we want. If the number is equal, take this. Okay, not go, just go here and done. In else condition, if it is not equal, then we have to see out not an Armstrong number. Now let's run the test cases again, see if it's working or not. Okay, this is not working before the token. Okay, so we have one syntax issue. No worries, we will correct this. Let's see if it is working or if it is passing all the test cases or not. Yeah, okay. So we have done a C out of some, so it is creating issues. Some here and there, but although I think so, we are almost done with the problem. Let me just make it a bit more good looking. Yeah, so it is passing for test cases. Why it is not passing? Not an Armstrong. Okay, we need a small a in this and see if it is working or not. Yeah, so we have passed all the test cases. So that's how it works. So today's problem, although we were doing recursion and something else in the beginning, but today we learned about the new operations like story, converting a string into integer, converting a character into integer. So if you want me to do a dry run also, let's do that. Also, it is in our, you can say, in this level up series to do a dry run. So now let's do this. So firstly, taking an input, this is just the input, and number of digits which we have, converting it into story. So first of all, we get the number of digits. We get the story means like input in string or in integer format. Next comes our sum equals to 0, initializing our sum. And here what we are doing is, if we take the test like case of 371, Okay, so in 371, what is happening? It is coming as an input of a string and doing, if we take it as an A, so A dot size is giving us basically the length of it. Input dot integer format, so it is converting into integer format. So we have 371 as an integer also for the comparison, which we will be doing at the end. Initializing our sum, and let's see how is this for loop is working. So let's take it is a string only, string 371. So in the first case, what will happen? Sum is 0. We will convert, or we will write it as POW. So it will be A of I, and I in initial value, it will be 0 at first. So A of 0 will be 3. So it will be 3 minus this raised to the power 3. Okay. Now this what we will be having, and so it will be converting it into integer only. So 3 raised to power 3 POW means 3 raised to power 3 we have. Next comes in the second iteration, I will be 1 and ARR of 1 is 7. Same, it will be happening with 7 also. 7 raised to the power 3. Same in the third, plus 1 raised to power 3. If you add all of them, the number which will be coming up, it is equal to 27, and 9 into 7, 63, 7 for the 28, and 34. So it will be plus 343 plus 1. And but you will get, if you add all of them, you will be getting 371, which is equal to the number which we have converted with the help of story. So if it is an Armstrong. So that's how this whole program is working. We have successfully solved it. If we run the test cases again, it is working fine. So that's all for the video. And today we have done this problem. We have learned a bit about all the like pre-built function, story, minus zero. So these things you need to learn. So instead of learning by learning the language only, you will not able to practice those. Practice in the problems. So that's all. I hope you liked it. So thanks for watching.